Gretzky's 3D Hockey.
When collecting retro games, perhaps the most frustrating part is having to wade through boxes of loose carts, only to find that around 99% of the games are copies of Madden 64 or various copies of games from the FIFA series. While sports games have always been filler for many people's collections, there are a few sports games on every system which will often surprise you with the fun gameplay and the simple fact that they haven't aged half as badly as you're expecting. So when you consider that Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey was the very first sports game on the Nintendo 64, alarm bells may already be ringing. But fear not, because it's not only a great game, it's also a multiplayer classic. In the same vein as the NBA Jam series, Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey takes the high points of the sport, adds some intense arcade action, and what you're left with is a game which will insult simulation fans, but for everyone else it will leave you smiling from ear to ear. Released in late 1996, the game was perhaps the perfect sports game to land on the system first. With the N64 wanting to push itself as a multiplayer powerhouse, it's hard to think of another sports game which is better to play in multiplayer on the console. The game does have a surprising amount of options. There is the choice to go between arcade and simulation, but this is pretty much coming down to how easy it is to score and how strict the rules are enforced. Personally, if you want a simulation hockey game, then play NHL Breakaway, but for quick intense action then this game is the one to be playing. You have all of the officially licensed teams and players of the time, and like the NBA Jam series, the player stats are easy to understand. You can also choose how big you want the rink to be, and other options like how many players are on the ice at any given time. Personally, my game preference is to play arcade in 3-on-3 matches, and with the goalkeepers haplessly flapping around as they come under pretty much consistent bombardments of shots. In a slight gripe though, the goalies are pretty terrible, and the AI for them really does indicate this was an early N64 title. But fear not, whilst your goalies will let in some crazy shots, you'll also have the opportunity to attack almost on a consistent basis, and the controls do make the game a joy to play. Everything feels responsive, and the analog stick does a perfect job of giving you unprecedented levels of control over your players. The buttons also mean that anyone can pick up and play this game with you, but for those who take the time to learn the secondary buttons, you'll be able to really add a tactical advantage to your games. But the controls are not the only thing that's fluid in the game. The motion captured movements have come across well onto N64's limited power, and rather than just slapping his name on the game, the motion capture was actually done by none other than Wayne himself. Sure, there are some jagged edges and occasional moments of clipping, but overall the game moves along with next to no slowdown, and when the game is in full swing, the speed is pretty frantic, and it does lead to some incredibly intense shootouts in the final period of the game. Whilst there is no in-match music to talk about, the rest of the menus have suitably clear tunes, and the in-game sound effects are nicely done. The commentary is limited to a few lines, mostly calling the basics, and the hockey rink melodies do blast out from time to time. Personally though, the crunching blows and bashes are what makes the game so great to listen to, and when the action gets too hot and fights break out, it really does turn into a slobber knocker of grunts and moans. Whether you're playing this on your own or with 3 other hockey heads, it would be hard to think of a reason why you wouldn't enjoy playing this game. It's fast, intense, and takes all of the seriousness out of the sport, but retains the fun aspects that make it one of the few must-own sports titles on the system. And so for today's topic of conversation, I want to know why you think so many sports games, even today, are quickly disregarded into bargain bins across the world. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below, and until next time.